Howdy guys! Wanted to do a little video this weekend about the book clubs that I'm a member of. Both of the book clubs that I'm taking part in at the moment are on Goodreads, so you can find them there, and I just thought I'd talk a little bit about what they're about and also the books that I'm reading with them. I must admit to not being a very active member of the book clubs previously. I am a member of I think 5 different groups on Goodreads, and up until 2 weeks ago I hadn't taken part in a discussion in any of them. And I decided recently that is what is missing in my life. I love reading and I really enjoy doing the booktube thing, and you get a little bit of discussion in the comments sometimes, but I really miss that sort of in-depth discussion. I love reading a book and then hearing what other people think and chatting it out and seeing if what I think is similar to them. I decided that maybe an online book club was the way to go. The first book club, which I joined and actually been a member of for a while, is Our Shared Shelf, which is run by Emma Watson. The basic premise is that it's to support the work that she does with the UN Women. It's basically just a feminist book club where she shares some of the books and essays and things that she has read. There's a book for the month and everybody reads it, everybody discusses it, and it seems like an absolute ton of fun. As I said, I joined in for the first time this month. I looked at what the book was very early in April, and it was How to Be a Woman by Moran, and I went quickly onto eBay and was able to pick it up for a complete bargain price. So I decided, no holding back, I'm going to join in this month, and so I did. Here is the book. The feminism thing is, in my opinion, is quite a gentle theme. Although she talks about it a lot, she does it in a funny way that's sort of interesting and entertaining rather than in a kind of serious, overwhelming way. In fact, what she does is each sort of chapter, she starts off by talking about her personal experiences growing up, so it reads almost like an autobiography, and then once she's told the story and raised the point, she then goes into talking about it in more detail and really raising the issues to do with modern day feminism, which was really interesting. I think if you're looking to sort of get into reading about feminism, this is a really good place to start, because it just gets you thinking about a few things. It just gets your mind ticking over and thinking, you know, I'd never thought of it from that point of view before. And that, I think, is where feminism starts. That's where the role of equality starts, is people thinking about things more carefully and thinking, actually, no, it's not on the way that I've been treated today or last week or 5 years ago. That's not okay, and starting to challenge that. Once I'd finished reading it, I went on to the Goodreads group to join in with the discussions. Now, I must admit that I found these discussions quite overwhelming. There are lots and lots of threads to sort of take part in, lots of issues raised, and lots of people contributing, and I feel that I get lost in that. I feel that quite often, I suppose especially when you're talking about feminism and the big issues, people are very passionate and they do sort of get quite carried away. All the comments that I have to say are like, oh, that's a really interesting point that you've raised. Oh yeah, I really like chapter 2 as well. And I feel that those would get lost in the more heated debates. But I have thoroughly enjoyed reading the debates, and they have made me think about the book on a deeper level. The second group, which I am a member of on Goodreads and taking part in book club wise, is the Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge. I am a big Gilmore Girls fan, and Rory and Lorelai were my idols growing up. You know, particularly Rory, I think, because she was quite academic and loved reading and quite an introvert as well, and those were things that really resonated with me. I'd heard about the Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge online, where it has all the books that she reads throughout the series and you have to see how many you've read, and I'd done that quite a few times. And then I stumbled across this group on Goodreads where the group would recommend a book every month and then they would read it and discuss it, and I thought, that's cool, because I've read a lot of them anyway, or not a lot, a fair few, and I thought it might get me reading a lot more classic literature, which I do love, but get me more involved in that discussion and what have you, and picking it apart afterwards. I've been a member of it for a few months and not taken part, and again this month I decided, right, let's have a go and see how this works out for me. This month's book is Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I've nearly finished it, this much to go. I expect to finish it today. As with the other group, I managed to pick the book up on eBay for, oh god, a couple of pounds, so I thought, why the devil not When it came, I think I was quite intimidated by it. I think the font is quite small. The page, I had in my mind that it would be quite a thin book. Don't know what that was based on, but I did. And when it arrived, I remember looking at it and thinking, oh no, it looks serious. And when I started reading it, it's like, it's what I imagine classic literature to be when I talk about it, where it's quite heavy going and quite intense. I started reading it, I thought, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to carry on. So I'm really delighted that I have. I don't think it's as hard going as the first sort of 2 or 3 pages appeared. I do find it quite intense. I sometimes do feel like I'm missing parts of the plot or missing, you know, the revealing details because I'm sort of struggling to keep up with the heaviness of the text. But I do enjoy the story. Because I've struggled with it, I did find that I went on to the discussions on the Goodreads group more quickly to try and get involved, as I felt that this would help me. And actually somebody had left a link on there to a short biography of F. Scott Fitzgerald, because apparently this book is quite autobiographical, and reading a really short sort of biography of how the book is linked to where he was in his life was really interesting and did inspire me to carry on reading. However, I must admit to being a little bit saddened that there hasn't been any discussion on the book. I've posted messages like, I'm on this page, can anyone talk about this please? And nobody's really replied, and I found that a bit disheartening. I'm hoping that it's perhaps because it's quite an intense book and lots of people haven't read it, and maybe it will pick up, but it's made me anxious about next month, that if it's a book I'm not really that interested in, I don't know whether I'll take part. If it's a book I am interested in, then I'm going to read it and hope that more people get involved in the discussion. I will leave links down below to the 2 groups so you can go and check them out. Whether or not you're going to like them is dependent on your interests. If you are into feminist stuff, go and check out Emma Watson's group, because firstly, she's Emma Watson, she deserves it, but secondly, it is a cool group and there's tons of discussion in there. If you are more into classic literature and just a Gilmore Girls fan, then you will enjoy the Rory Gilmore Book Challenge. If you do have any recommendations of other groups, I have signed up this morning to the Feminist Orchestra. If there are any more that you know of, then let me know, because I am keen to read books and get where it's more of a community feeling, where I'm reading alongside other people, because I find that it motivates me more. But also that's kind of what I miss. I just want to talk about books. Thanks for watching, and yeah, if you have read either of the books, let me know what you think, because that would be cool, because I haven't had much discussion with anyone about them. So let me know, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.